So we are live. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to everyone joining us from around the world. I am so happy and grateful that you are here with us tonight. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Mavic. I'm originally from the Philippines and now living in Okotoks, Alberta, Canada. I am a wife, a mom, a grandma, and a digital business owner. Tonight, we are having a real and meaningful conversation about making life changes, stepping into something new, and building something purposeful, no matter what stage of life we're in. I am joined by four amazing women, my business partners, who each have their own unique journey. So, my hope for tonight is that through their stories, you might see what is possible for you too. So let's get started. I would love to bring our guest. Let's start with Sis Ying, followed by Sis Azon, Sis Imelda, and Sis Bernadette. Please introduce yourselves.
Hi,
Go, Sis
hello,
Ying.
good morning. Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. To our live tonight, thank you so much for joining us. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Ying Harlan. I'm from Ontario, Canada. I'm a mom, a wife, and a grandmother. And I'm grateful to be here connecting with all of you, having meaningful conversation with professionals from different backgrounds. Thank you. Back to you, sis.
Thank you, Sis Ying. Now let's hear Sis Azon. Sis Azon.
As long
Hi there, everyone. I hope everybody is having a good time. This is Ason. I am currently living here in Alberta, Canada. I am originally from the Philippines, and it's just such a good time spending the night every week with these ladies and talking about our digital business.
Thank you, Sis Azon. Now let's hear Sis Imelda.
Hello, everyone. My name is Imelda. I'm a mom of two grown kids and a wife, and I work full time in the healthcare industry. I'm originally from the Solana, Cagayan Valley, Philippines, and currently residing here in Alberta, Canada. On top of that, I am also a proud online business owner slash mentor and a fun-loving person who enjoys traveling and spending quality time with friends and family. Thank you.
Thank you, Sis Imelda. Now let's go, Sis Bernadette.
Hello, everyone. I am Bernadette, originally from the Philippines, and I am now here in Canada as an early childhood educator, a proud digital business owner, and a child of God. Back to you, sis.
Awesome. Thank you so much, sis. Thank you so much for the introduction. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. And now let's dive into our topic. So, one question goes with Sis Ying. What was the moment or realization that made you decide it was time to step away and choose a different path?
All right, thank you, Sis Mavik. So, for me, the moment was just one big event. It was a series of realization that keep building up over time. I've been in the corporate world for almost 30 years. I was stable. I had a good job. I was doing what I thought I was supposed to do. But deep inside, I started asking myself, is this really it? There were moments I felt exhausted, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. Waking up early, long hours, deadlines, and even after giving my best, I felt like I was just repeating the same cycle over and over again. And then life happened. I went through a health scare, and that really changed my perspective. It made me realize that this is something we cannot get back. I started thinking, what if something happens to me? What am I leaving behind for my family? So that was my wake up call. I realized that security is not just about having a job, it's about having options. It's about having control over your time, your income, and your future. And the truth is, I didn't want to wait until retirement to start living my life. So instead of staying comfortable, I decided to explore something different, something that could give me flexibility, something that could work for me when I'm not working. Was it scary? Absolutely. But staying stuck was even scarier. So I took the first step, not because I had figured everything figured out, but because I knew I deserved more. And sometimes that's all it takes, one decision to change your direction and eventually your destiny. Thank you, Sis Mavic.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Sis Yang. I think what really stands out is that there comes a moment in our life where we all pause and ask ourselves, just like what you said, Sis Yang, is this still the path I want moving forward? And it really takes courage to listen to that inner voice, right? Your story reminds us that it is okay to choose a new direction, especially when it aligns more with the life we truly want. And I also can relate to you because of a health scare after I took my early retirement. And we had planned to travel, the whole year at least 3 times to be outside of Canada, but it didn't happen. 6 months after my retirement, I was diagnosed with, a health issue too. And it really opened up my mind about life is so precious. So thank you so much for sharing that, Sis Yang. Now let's hear from Sis Azon. My question to you, Sis Azon, is a lot of people feel
So what gave me or encouraged me to explore
stuck in
something
their
like a
jobs.
digital business
What give you
is
the courage to
because
explore
I
something?
realized that income shouldn't stop at one source. My husband and I were really looking for another source of income even before COVID because relying on a single paycheck can feel risky, especially later in life and with all the bills that we have to pay, right? Now, starting something online
Mhm.
opens the door to additional income stream that can grow over time. Also, when I get inside, I saw that a lot of people are doing it, young and old. And I said, why not me? So seeing ordinary people succeed online makes it feel possible and it shifts your mindset from doubt to, curiosity and action. And being at 50s, I knew that it's not even late for me to reinvent myself. I've already proven that I can learn, I can adapt, and overcome challenges. That confidence made it easier to try something new, even it feels unfamiliar at first. And also, I wanted more control over time. Like what Sissy had said, it's hard to wake up every day, wake up with your alarm clock. After decades of working, I realized time is more valuable than ever. I don't want to leave the earth knowing that the only place I've been to is, work and home. Earning from this business takes off also the guilt feeling of spending for something that is, something memorable or something special for myself. And yeah, I've benefited too much from this business, and I've earned a lot also, which I didn't even, realize. And if there is one thing that I would say I'm proud and to say that I have joined this and I'm still here doing this business. Back to you, Sis Vic. Mabik.
Thank you so much, Sis Azon. And yes, I would like to thank you for mentioning about the 50s because that will be my next question. But anyway, what I'm hearing is that staying comfortable might feel safe, but growth really begins when you are willing to explore something different. You didn't need to have everything figured out. You just needed to be open to learning, right? And I think that is encouraging for anyone watching right now. Thank you so much, Sis Azon. Now let's hear from Sis Imelda. My question to you is, being in our 50s or 60s, many people feel like it might be too late to start something new. From your experience, how would you encourage others in the same season of life to believe that they can still build something meaningful in the digital business?
Yes, thank you. So, yeah, that's actually a question. Is it too late for me to start something new? That's many of these 50s and 60s. And by the way, I like the way you describe 50s and 60s years old. Anyway, and I understand that feeling because, I've been there too. At this stage of life, we're not just thinking about work anymore. We're thinking about retirement. And while retirement is supposed to be something we look forward to for family, it can feel, for many, I would say including me, it can feel uncertain, even a little scary, especially if you're not ready. Not because we don't want to slow down, but because we ask ourselves, am ourselves or myself, I keep asking myself too, am I really ready? So because lifestyle changes,
Mhm.
adjusting to a fixed income, and with the
Mhm.
cost of living continuing to rise,
Yes.
it can
Mhm.
feel heavy just thinking about
Mhm.
it. That's why more and more people are our age are staying open to learning, open to trying something new, not to replace what we have, but to give ourselves a little more peace of mind, a little more control of our future. I know technology can, feel intimidating at times, but honestly, it's not as complicated as we think. If you know how to use Facebook or send messages or type on your phone, you already have the basic skills to start. You don't need to be an expert. You just need to be willing to learn, just like what you said earlier, to follow simple step by step guidance and to stay open.
Mhm.
Because the truth is, there is no age limit to growth or on growth. As long as we can read, write, and stay committed, we can still build something meaningful at our own pace. And I also want to gently talk about that 149 to get started. I know that, that 149 can make anyone pause. But here's the part that gave me a peace of mind when I started. It's refundable within 30 days if you decide it's not for you. So really, you're not being locked in. You're not you're not risking everything. You're simply giving yourself a chance with a safety net, a chance to learn something new, a chance to explore, a chance to see if this could something that fits your life. Because sometimes the hardest part isn't learning something new, it's giving ourselves permission to try. And I always say this from the heart, the biggest risk is not trying at all. Because
That's really true.
one day we might look back and wonder, what if I just gave it a chance? And maybe, just maybe, this could be that chance. Thank you. And that's for me.
Well, thank you so much, Sis Imelda. I really love that perspective. It is such a strong reminder that our experience is actually our advantage. And no matter our age, we still have so much value to give and something meaningful to build. And you know what? Because I could really relate to all what you have said. We are in the 50s and 60s. And if you're looking for a retirement, with the cost of living right now, we really needed to have a supplemental sources of income. And I'm so glad that we found this digital business. And to top it off, it is never being
Too
about
late.
to it's about being ready, right? So if you are ready to tap into this amazing proven system we have, we will talk about it. We'll have more information about that later on. So thank you so much, Sis Imelda. Now let's hear from Sis Bernadette. My question to you, Sis Bernadette, is as someone in education, you're used to helping others grow. What was the turning point that made you realize it was time also to invest in your own growth in different way?
Wow, this is Mavic. Thank you for that wonderful question. So, as an educator, I've always been passionate about helping others grow, learn, and succeed. But over time, I realized that while I was investing so much into building futures for others, I also needed to start building something for my own future. So that's what inspired me to explore that digital space. Not because I wanted to leave education behind, but because I wanted more flexibility, more opportunities, and more control over the life I was creating for myself and for my family. So I wanted to create an extra stream of income so I wouldn't have to rely on just one source, especially in uncertain times. I realized that digital business could give me more freedom with my time, my finances, and my future. Starting something for myself helped me grow in confidence, think bigger, and believe that I could build something meaningful outside of my career. Today, I see future differently. I no longer feel limited by one path. I see more possibilities, more freedom, and more purpose in creating a life that gives me both impact and independence. That's what is my role as an educator, and if I am to relate that to my digital business. Back to you, Sis Mavi.
Wow, that is really inspiring, Sis Bernadette. It's a powerful reminder that those who spend their lives giving to others also deserve to build something for themselves, like just Sis Bernadette. Growth doesn't stop when we are helping others, it continues when we choose to grow personally too. So, thank you so much, my amazing guest. Thank you again, all of you, for being here tonight. And you know what we heard tonight is a beautiful reminder that no matter we are in life, where we are in life, whether we are approaching retirement, is still working, or feeling uncertain, we always have the ability to choose a new direction and create something meaningful. Sometimes, just like what Sis Ying said, sometimes it takes is that the first step, being open, being willing, and believing that it is possible. So, to all our viewers watching live right now or watching the replay, if something you heard from us tonight spoke to you, don't ignore it, that feeling, lean into it. So before we wrap up, I would love our guests to share how you can connect with us and learn more about what we do. So let's start with Sis Yang, Sis Azan, Sis Imelda, and Sis Bernadette, and let them invite to visit our website.
All right. Again, to all our viewers, thank you for watching us tonight. We do have a complimentary webinar every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5:30 p.m. PST and 8:30 p.m. EST. This is an overview of what we actually do as a digital business owner. Now, there will be a fee at a 149 that will be you have to pay if you want to dig into more details, but that gives you access to all our learning material and compensation package. However, I want to reiterate that this is a 30-day money back guarantee if that compensation doesn't suit your lifestyle. So my website here is www.yingharlan.com, or you can register to any of the websites on the screen. Thank you again for watching.
Thank you, Sis Yang. Now let's go to Sis Azan. Sis Azan.
Azan, it's you.
Okay, thank you again, Sis Vadik, for this time, for the night, and thank you, ladies. Okay, so we have our website here in front of you guys. If you have any questions, just shoot us an email or a message. We are in TikTok, we are in Facebook, Instagram. So social media is our platform. There's nothing to hide. Our faces are all around. This isn't a scam. That's 101% for sure. And see you again next week.
Thank you, Sis Hassan. Let's go, Sis Imelda.
Thank you, Vic. So my website is just there, www.iruando.com. If you are curious to learn more, just give us a shout, or my website is there, or to any one of us here. We will be happy to help you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sis Imelda. Let's go to Sis Bernadette.
Here, Bernadette here once again. Yes, it is all laid out for you guys. So if you want to have a change in your life, then make a change. We all just started by watching the complimentary webinar among all 280,000 global business partners. So this is global. We have different time zone, we different career, different backgrounds, but we are here to stay because we found a proven system that would definitely transform our lives. So see you all inside.
Amazing, amazing. And I just want to add some info also that actually, finally, this business is for 18 years old and above, whether you are in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, or even 70s. You don't need to have a business background or to be a tech savvy to start the business, because we already have a proven system that is already laid out for you, step by step training, and you will be provided with a mentor and a coach. So each one of us here have a link. So any one of us, you could reach out to us. Just simply register your name and your email address, and you will receive a complimentary webinar. So thank you again, everyone. And I would like to thank our guest for joining me tonight. And I would like to say good night to everyone watching from around the world. So, good night, everyone. God bless. Thank you
Thank
for
you. Thank you
watching,
for
and we'll see you
watching.
again.
Yes, everyone. Bye for now.
Bye.